More than $20 million in sales later, and one community is still passing the buck on marijuana.
There's still an opportunity in the future to opt in.
After Decatur City Council members said no to recreational sales last year, Macon County board members echoed that sentiment, voting earlier this month to make the ban on recreational pot county-wide. Since January 1st, dispensaries across the state have collected well over $20 million in recreational pot sales. Cities and counties that okayed those sales get a portion of that money via taxes, but the city of Decatur and Macon County won't be seeing any of those dollars.
One of the first questions I asked of law enforcement was, law enforcement leaders, do we need this money to help us offset whatever problems we get from this? Do we need more police officers? What are we going to need? And overwhelmingly, the response from law enforcement officials, and that's the sheriff, it's the police chief, was you will never get enough money off this tax to handle all of the things you'll need to handle with this.
Decatur Mayor Julie Moore Wolf says officials there believe the cons of legal pot outweighed any positives, and based on that belief, voted accordingly. But Decatur residents who support legal pot say emails show city officials never plan to consider opting in at all.
Define heard. Heard is one thing, listen to is another, and listen to with an open mind is a third. We had over 2 hours of public comment, which was overwhelmingly in favor of opting in.
John Phillips is a co-founder of the Decatur Dispensary Project, a group that formed after the city council's opt-out vote. He says members believe they never had a chance to really be heard.
We've seen that time after time after time where people come up and speak to them and speak to them and speak to them, and they've already made up their minds.
Phillips says group members filed an open records request for council member emails leading up to the vote. Those emails show most city council members favored opting out long before the vote was ever held. Moore Wolf said to some extent, that's normal.
It would be unfair to say that we don't have some predetermined, ideas.
At least 2 city council members cited Decatur resident and billionaire Warren Buffett's son Howard's financial contributions to an addiction recovery campus as their reason to vote no to recreational pot sales. That's led some residents to believe the city's vote was influenced by private money.
It's not like any of us got a phone call from the Buffett Foundation saying, if you vote to do this, the foundation will no longer be, building an amphitheater and helping with community issues. That never happened. So there wasn't some sort of pressure from the Buffett Foundation or any kind of threat. There was nothing like that.
Moore Wolf says city officials swapped emails with Buffett and others, but
I don't tell Mr. Buffett how to spend his money, and he doesn't tell me how to vote.
Residents in favor of opting in say they're gathering signatures for a petition to put a pot sales referendum on the November ballot. It won't overturn the city or county vote, but it could show the decision that residents there actually support.